I am Mohammed Nuru, the Director of Public Works, City and County of San Francisco. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Today is a very special day. We are going to celebrate the groundbreaking of our ambulance deployment facility. How about a big hand for just a new facility? I want to start by saying thank you to the voters, because in 2016, the bond was passed, the public health and safety bond in the range of $350 million. And as part of that bond, $50 million was dedicated to build this new facility. And this new facility will replace the old facility, and many of you know what the old facility looks like, but the new facility will be 4 stories, will be able to house the city's fleet, will be able to provide training, will be able to provide a place where the paramedics and the firefighters can really use to respond to support the people of San Francisco. So, you know, the people of San Francisco have been passing these bonds because they have faith in us being able to deliver these projects, and we will deliver these projects on time and on budget, as we have done in many of our projects. But today is very, very special because of this facility is very, very important in the infrastructure and to support our city. And with that said, there are quite a number of people. We will thank them as we go through the various speakers, but I will begin by thanking our Mayor London Breed for all the leadership that she has brought to the city, and especially just making sure that every day people can enjoy beautiful San Francisco. Welcome, Mayor London Breed.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am so excited to be here today because this project is a long time coming, and I want to thank especially many of our paramedics who have waited so patiently for a facility that
Okay, let's get started here. I am Mohammed Nuru, the Director of Public Works, City and County of San Francisco. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Today is a very special day. We are going to celebrate the groundbreaking of our ambulance deployment facility. How about a big hand for just a new facility? I want to start by saying thank you to the voters, because in 2016, the bond was passed, the public health and safety bond in the range of $350 million. And as part of that bond, $50 million was dedicated to build this new facility. And this new facility will replace the old facility, and many of you know what the old facility looks like, but the new facility will be 4 stories, will be able to house the city's fleet, will be able to provide training, will be able to provide a place where the paramedics and the firefighters can really use to respond to support the people of San Francisco. So, you know, the people of San Francisco have been passing these bonds because they have faith in us being able to deliver these projects, and we will deliver these projects on time and on budget, as we have done in many of our projects. But today is very, very special because of this facility is very, very important in the infrastructure and to support our city. And with that said, there are quite a number of people. We will thank them as we go through the various speakers, but I will begin by thanking our Mayor London Breed for all the leadership that she has brought to the city, and especially just making sure that every day people can enjoy beautiful San Francisco. Welcome, Mayor London Breed.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am so excited to be here today because this project is a long time coming, and I want to thank especially many of our paramedics who have waited so patiently for a facility that adequately meets the needs and the challenges that they deal with every single day. And I know that many of them are here today, and they are excited and looking forward to this project, which we know will be completed in hopefully 24 months on time and on budget, because we understand how important it is. The ability to respond quickly in an emergency situation in San Francisco is one of our primary functions. And I'm proud to say that 90% of the calls that we get are being responded to in 10 minutes or less, which is the national standard. The fire department has put a lot of work into getting us here, as just a few years ago, many of us know, we were struggling with meeting that standard. Back in 2014, we learned that due to a steep increase in the number of 911 calls, we were not meeting our ambulance goals in a timely manner. As supervisor at the time, I worked with our late mayor, Ed Lee, and we secured more than $47 million to invest in the fire department, which I was really proud of and thankful to Mayor Ed Lee for his commitment. That money was invested in not only hiring more EMTs and paramedics, but hiring more firefighters and 911 dispatchers. I also fought to ensure that funding went towards building new ambulances and fire trucks, investing in new technologies, and improving our existing infrastructure and facilities. And over the past 4 years, we have definitely seen a real improvement in our response times. The new facility will have enough room to restock more than one ambulance at a time, which I know that the folks who do this job every single day are really excited about. It will also include a kitchen, dining room, training rooms, and lockers, so our first responders are rested and ready for any emergency. And of course, most importantly, it will be seismically sound. All of these qualities will improve our emergency response times and help us with our first responders, help them do their very best job for the residents of our city. And I want to really thank so many people who brought us here today. Tom O'Connor and Local 798, thank you for your hard work, as well as the patience and support of our paramedics who serve our city all over San Francisco with patience and treatment of respect of the people that they serve. I want to thank our fire chief for all the work that she's done in helping to lead this department and really focus on the necessary improvements and things that we need to do in order to make public safety our top priority. And I am just really excited because this was a promise made years ago, and now this is a promise as a city that we're keeping, and it will definitely improve the ability for us to respond to medical emergencies in a more timely manner so that we can keep all residents of our city safe. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Thank you, Mayor. And now we'll hear from our district supervisor. This part of San Francisco, we are standing right behind fire station number 9, but many of the city projects have been coming to this neighborhood, really improving the quality of life. I mean, just down the corner on Gerald, we have our new crime lab. We have the new central shops that are over here. PUC is building a new facility down in Evans. So we are seeing change in our neighborhood, and it's for the good. So Malia, welcome.
Thank you. Hey everyone, good morning. First and foremost, I just want to take a moment, a little bit of on a somber note, just to say thank you to all the first responders that put their lives on the line, that are fighting fires up and down the state of California. I know that our own San Francisco Fire Department often goes on the road to offer assistance to neighboring counties, and I just want to say thank you. I also want to recognize the EMT drivers that are driving the ambulances and responding to emergencies, and unfortunately sometimes non-emergencies, but that's another conversation. I just want to say thank you. I feel like you can never say thank you enough. And I know that this department is very near and dear to the mayor's heart, Mayor Breed, as a former fire commissioner. Is that right? So I also want to recognize all the people that volunteer their time to serve San Francisco, the fire commissioners that are here. Thank you very much. And of course, the Department of Public Works. Where would we be without the Department of Public Works? My heart is just overflowing as I stand before you, winding out my tenure on the San Francisco Board of Supervisors. I am excited, and I'd like to formally introduce you to Supervisor-elect Shimon Walton, who's here. I'm passing the baton on to I can't think of a more capable gentleman. So everyone, you should get to know this gentleman and be rest assured that he is thoughtful in his approach to policy as well as many social justice issues. I want to again recognize that in July of 2014, we learned that only 76% of ambulances were on scene within 10 minutes of life-threatening emergency medical calls. And since learning this, I have to tell you that I personally have had to call on an ambulance for one of my family members that became ill. And I mentioned this to the chief at the time, but I won't mention it publicly. The service was impeccable. Kindness, generosity, and thoughtfulness. Professionalism all the way through. I'm grateful. Yes, shout out to the fire department. And as the mayor mentioned, there is a 10-minute national standard. As San Franciscans, we can say that we could be doing better. Don't you agree? San Francisco, 7 square miles. We can get there in a little bit faster fashion. And I think that community and city leaders came together to establish a working group to assist us with troubleshooting and, most importantly, to discover ways that we could improve. And since the establishment of this group, the ambulance response time has improved more than 25%. And I am so happy to hear this, more than 26%. And what we have done is that we've been able to maintain a high average of about 90% since 2017. And, you know, I think we're going to only increase our response time from this moment as we move forward. And the new ambulance deployment facility comes as a fulfilled promise that I believe that we as electeds have made to the overall San Francisco community when Ed Lee was still with us. And he committed to funding more EMTs, more paramedics, firefighters, and of course the important 911 dispatchers. In addition to the equipment, in addition to the vehicles, these people are needed to carry out the heroic duties. So what we're doing today is we're following through with that commitment. We're putting to good use $47 million. I'm the chair of the budget committee. That means a lot to me. For those of you that come before budget, I know that means a lot, and Muhammad has reminded me it's also plus interest. It is about 50 million, but we won't quibble over that. But I'm delighted that we're hosting this in the southeast part of San Francisco, a community that is growing and expanding and shouldering a lot of the responsibilities. And it's important that we build in the fabric of our city the infrastructure that we need so that we can continue to be successful. And I will leave on this note, and I just want to again say thank you to all of the men and the women that dedicated their life to assisting us and being a first responder. I'm forever grateful. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll hear from the president of the Fire Commission, Mr. Ken Cleveland.
Thank you, Mohammed. And thank you to our next member of the Board of Equalization. So congratulations, Malia, on that. And good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here representing the Fire Commission. I have a couple of my fire commissioners I'd like to recognize, Michael Hardiman. And Commissioner Francie Covington. It's been a long road to get this facility to where it is today, to the inauguration and the groundbreaking. It's something we've talked about at the Commission for as long as I've been on, which is 4.5 years, and I know some of my fellow commissioners have been on the Commission up to 24 years. And it's been a discussion item all that time. How can we improve our EMS? Because that's obviously one of the biggest services that we provide to the city's residents and visitors. So it's a really proud moment today for us on the Commission, for the fire department, and certainly for Department of Public Works to get this launched. And so I'm very proud to say congratulations on getting it done. Congratulations again, as Mohammed said earlier, to the voters. Thank you for passing the bond that made this possible. And we're going to need another bond down the road so we can have a new training facility. So let's get that word out. So again, so thank you very much. And I'm pleased the rain has held out.
Thank you. Thank you. And now a good friend of mine, a good partner with Public Works, not just today's event, but many of the improvements to many of the fire stations and police facilities all over the city. Welcome our Chief, Joanne Hayes-White.
Thank you, Mohammed. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. As President Cleveland said, we're blessed with good weather. I don't know for how much longer, so my remarks will be brief. We're all very excited to be here today to envision what will be a state-of-the-art ambulance deployment facility. Lots of hard work went into it. Lots of teamwork went into it. I'm very grateful to Mayor Breed for her vision and leadership, and as was alluded to before, Mayor Lee, he was very much a champion for this facility, and I'd like to acknowledge him as well. Certainly, Board President Malia Cohen, always keeping us on our toes in terms of response times and making sure the whole city is served, but particularly her district, and we welcome new Supervisor-elect Shimon Walton. Fire commissioners, without your support and I would say emphatic emphasis on the importance of this facility, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you to all the commissioners, the two that aren't here, in addition to President Cleveland and Commissioners Hardiman and Covington, are Commissioner Joe Alioto Veronese, as well as Vice President Stephen Nicasio. Thank you to the Fire Commission. My team, certainly, both deputy chiefs are here, Mark Gonzalez, Janine Nicholson, our support services division with Assistant Deputy Chief Tony Rivera, his team, Captain Steve McPartland and Lieutenant Tom Murphy in the back. They worked very well with our EMS division, a lot of cross-collaboration. Our EMS division, Assistant Deputy Chief Andy Zanoff is here, Section Chief Tony Malloy. Thank you very much for all the hard work. This is a facility that's very unique, nearly one of its kind, I believe, in the state of California. We're building without a whole lot of blueprints or other facilities to look at. So that's why it took a lot of time and attention to detail to make this facility the great facility that it will be and that our members so deserve. Public Works, it goes without saying, I do consider Director Nuru a partner of mine. We work a lot on projects together. We come together, there's some back and forth. We have two other projects that we're really looking forward to being delivered soon, hopefully before I retire, no pressure. Station 5, Turk and Webster, and Station 16 on Greenwich. I know that's at the top of your priority list, as it is ours. Thanks, Mohammed. But the project managers for the ambulance deployment facility, Kathleen O'Day, Samuel Chewy, who are here today. Brian Dahl also helped with this today. We brought good weather. So also we look forward to working with and holding accountable the contractors. I hear they're going to be off to a great start. SJ Amoroso, I met a few of you today. Thank you so much. As well as the architects, MEI Architects and Yamamar Design. And we also look forward to, we had to work with the Arts Commission, and that was an interesting process, but also a very educational process for us. And Michael Bartolos has been selected as the artist for that. I think we're most grateful, and we're grateful to the public that in 2016 envisioned and saw the need for this facility. So it goes without saying, it's the city voters that got us to where we're at. And before I save the best part for last, and that's our members, I did want to acknowledge we have PD presence here in Chief Mike Redmond. Thanks for being here. And as well, it goes without saying, a lot of partnerships in the city, and under Mayor Breed's leadership, there's an expectation that we don't just work and fulfill our own mission, but that we cross-collaborate. And that's Department of Public Health and the Department of Emergency Management that's here today. I see Dr. Brown, Dr. Aragon, Rob Smuts from DEM, and our medical director, Dr. Ye. Most importantly, I'm thrilled to be here because it's our members. Many of you are here today, the hardworking men and women of the San Francisco Fire Department, in particular the EMS division. When I became chief in 2004, there was a much-needed reconfiguration. The EMS division left DPH on July 1st, 1997, and came over to the San Francisco Fire Department. There was a lot of stops and starts. We learned a lot. We reconfigured over and over. The facility that you're currently in at 1415 Evans has done a good job for us, but it's woefully, it is not nearly what you need. And we really appreciate, as Mayor Breed says, your patience and your dedication and hard work. Each and every day you put the uniform on, you're professional. The workplace that you have currently isn't great. I will look forward to, in retirement, coming back when we cut the ribbon on this facility, because you deserve it. And we want to make sure you know that we place high emphasis on your health, your well-being, and your safety. Not to mention, the public will be better served. It's going to be a much more operationally efficient model. So thank you to everyone for being here today and celebrating with us. We also have our department chaplain. Then I believe before we break ground, we'll ask Father John Green to give a non-denominational blessing. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. So if the commissioners, mayor, board president, if we would come over to where the shovels are, I will hand the mic over to the chaplain, and we will get this project going. And in 2 years, we'll be back here enjoying the new facility.
Today, I'd just like to ask a great favor of you that we could have a moment of silence for Rescue Captain Mike Kirk, one of our paramedics who died just the day before yesterday, and I hope we would remember him and his family. Thank you. We're very proud of our EMS division and of our fire rescue division, and we know those men and women constantly give of themselves, especially as healers to those who are in need of medical attention. So we ask a blessing on all of them for the blessing they are to those who are in need, and we ask that this new facility would help them in the performance of their duties. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much. All right, and we're going to count from 5 to 0, and then just a little dirt out there. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay!